So, one of the issues or complications I run into personally as a stay-at-home father is that I'm also a cannabis smoker. So it really um, brings up this conflict of understanding within yourself, right? So for me, I have five children, four that are under the age of 18, and I find it sometimes difficult to manage the separation between being a cannabis smoker and my kids being, um, how should I say it, affected by it, introduced to it. How does that make them mentally see? I have asked my older kids, and they basically said, honestly, it made us feel like we didn't want to smoke it because of the fact that it was something that was regularly around, but we didn't necessarily want to be a part of it, which is, as a parent, something good to hear. Um, don't get me wrong, my kids are doing great educationally, mentally. I do have an autistic son, as some of you may know, but as far as him, usually stays to himself. And this is where, again, like I said, for me, it's hard to balance that lifestyle. And maybe some of you out there are struggling with the same balance in that. And I would like to give you a little bit of advice. One, don't be so hard on yourself. If they happen to be exposed to it, just accept that that's what happened. Um, honestly, if they were exposed to it by you, some cases you got to feel a little bit better because it could be exposed to them in the wrong environment and something can happen that you couldn't control. But I really want to say, don't be hard on yourself. Two, if you are feeling this way, don't feel afraid to educate your kids, right? Education usually deters usage. Um, if you take this, let's just say, I know it's just extreme, but for gun violence, way back in the day, kids knew how to use guns. They were educated on guns, so they were less likely to use a gun outside of what the education was. And we have to do the same thing here. We have to educate our kids on what we're doing, why we're doing it, what does it do, so they can have an understanding and make a proper judgment, an educated judgment on what it is. We had the DARE program growing up, and the DARE program was actually kind of attacking the parent or who the kids were surrounding to make the kids bring up pressure. But the parents were afraid to educate their kids when it came to this because it was still taboo, it was still illegal. But because it's legal here in California, at least, we have to start having these education with kids, especially with how the packaging is changing and it's becoming more of a 90s color scheme to attract my generation, but that's also going to attract 18, 19, 20 year olds underage. So we need to educate our kids so we understand that they understand what we're doing. Um, and I believe that will take some of that pressure off of you. It may not take all the guilt, it may not take all the regret of exposing, but it will allow you to maneuver and them to maneuver in a world in which this exists, right? Um, and let me know. Let me know if you feel the same way or you feel differently. I love to hear, difference of opinions and perspectives because it allows us to grow together by hearing each other out. So please, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and comment below and let me know what you think about this particular situation of being a cannabis smoker and a parent. All right? Peace.